Today we're gonna do a little bit of a different video. This is not really a course video. This is more of a video to see how I analyze the chart with BBMA. So yeah, it's gonna be a top-down analysis, and I'm gonna do it on gold because firstly that's easy to understand, and secondly that's the pair I always look at. So let's start on the monthly time frame, and as you can see, like, there's been a whole big rally up for years now, and this is all CSM because it closed outside of the top Bollinger Band and the top moving averages. But yeah, where I actually want to look at right now is it did a retest here at the moving average low, which has been like what, more than 2 years. Like the last time it touched was right here. So yeah, the time it touched here, of course it's gonna give a reaction up because, you know, there's been a lot of orders, I guess, at that moving average. And when price touches that area, it's called re-entry, by the way, in BBMA. So this is re-entry by from a CSM momentum. And yeah, so BBMA uses multiple time frames. So I'm first gonna go into the top 3 time frames because that's the, you know, for a re-entry, that's the most usual re-entry time frames. So yeah, time frame 1 is re-entry. I'm gonna write it. Shall I write it? Yeah, I'm gonna write it down. Cause why not? Now second time frame is gonna be the weekly, and as you can see, by the way, if you didn't notice yet, there's a new blue line on my chart, which is the moving average 50 exponential EMA 50, and this is basically a moving average that is used for trend and a third extreme. So when it rejects, for example, the EMA 50, when price is doing a re-entry, that can be also seen as an extreme. So yeah, price came down into the re-entry area here at the monthly moving average, and the second time frame is the weekly. Gonna get down. And yeah, what happened here is that price didn't really touch the EMA. It came close but didn't touch, so it's not really an extreme. But of course, since it has come so far down, like, you can basically see that, okay, chance is very high that it's gonna go up from there. And at the moment, price has made a CSAK sell 2 right here, closing below the mid Bollinger Band and the low moving average. So this is CSAK sell. Price is now at the high moving average. So technically this is a re-entry, although it's not super high probability because of the re-entry buy going on the time frame higher. But still, this is a zone where you can see price react a little bit. And yeah, for the re-entry buy, let's actually look at what happened on a third time frame, which is the daily. So the first time frame monthly, second weekly in this case, and the third time frame is the daily. I'm gonna write that one here. And yeah, what happened at this area here? First of all, this is a big rejection on the daily. It's like what, 3000 pips. In one day, by the way, that's insane. So you can also see the MHV structure here. It's a little bit messy because like it's not perfect, but if you have an eye for it, you can see it too. And basically we have extreme, which started here. So this was extreme A because it's the low moving average out of the Bollinger Band. But also it was CSM, so it kept going down. And here, like, it made a reversal candle and went to the moving average high, did a re-entry, went to the zone lower, at least to the low moving average again. So from there, didn't close below the moving average low, and it went up again to the high moving average. And yeah, because there wasn't really a new close below, well, it went further up, because yeah, there's not really momentum downwards. And you could say, okay, you know, extreme here, then TP wajib here, must take profit, but I'm not really gonna explain why, because I don't really think it's that useful in BBMA. Maybe later for another video. And yeah, here's MHV. Why is MHV there? Because it didn't make any momentum anymore. Now, the best MHV is when the low Bollinger Band curves upwards. So that happened a little bit later, like over here, this candle. But when you technically want to take a trade, you don't have to wait for it if you just look at more confirmations on lower time frames in the low moving average here, or a little bit above when it went up. So that's the 3 time frames. And yeah, what price did next? It went up here, creating a CSA buy, went up more and went to the mid BB and the EMA 50. So it got a little bit of a rejection there. Then it went down to the moving average low area, didn't touch it, but since it happened so quickly, like it spiked down, it didn't touch, but it was still the same area. And then it went upwards again. But yeah, let's go to a lower time frame, because this is a top-down analysis, so we're using more than 3 time frames. Let's mark the re-entry zone again. And let's go to the 4 hour. There you can also see MHV, but on the 4 hour. We have extreme, TB wood chip, MHV. And from there again, same thing, didn't close below, went up, tiny bit of rejection, went further up, and technically from this point here it went up all the way, but you couldn't really know that, so tricky to take a trade there, but maybe it's possible. But yeah, why did it, for example, make a CSAK here, then just this little re-entry here, but it actually broke with a CSAK sell, and then instead of continuing downwards, which it actually didn't, it went upwards actually. So why is this? Why did it break this area here? And why didn't it go up from here? Well, let's look at the daily. And then you can see it was in a re-entry area. It reacted here from the high moving average. So the CSAK buy you see here, the re-entry, wasn't a high probability one because it also had a re-entry sell from the other one, from the daily. So it's better to wait first for the daily to play out, and then when it gets in that low moving average and you see okay it continues upwards, then after it breaks this area here, there's not really a continuation downwards and you can look for buys, which happened also. Like from here it went up. Now let's see where price is now, because today actually happened something very interesting. We had a CSM buy, and instead of the low moving average, it took the mid BB as re-entry zone. And the reason why this is like that is because of the EMA 50 on the daily. So it gave a big rejection, and apparently price wasn't strong to go from the moving average low, but it got held at the mid BB area, which is also a re-entry area if there is a CSM or maybe CSA. So yeah, this is basically high time frame top-down analysis for the BBMA structure on gold. And yeah, comment down below any questions, and I'ma see you in the next video. Bye bye.